After watching this video, your gameplay will be smoother. First, we need to understand why is it that ping, yes, I would say it again, it doesn't matter. However, we need to understand a few things first. Guys, so many of you have confusion regarding gameplay. Some of you are going out there and increasing your internet speeds. Some of you are unable to figure out why is it that no matter what you do, why your gameplay is still unresponsive. So hopefully after watching this video, you will have questions to those answers, as well as I will show you everything you can do in your power to make the gameplay better. Okay, now why am I searching for a game? I want you to see the ping. What is the ping right now? It's not even showing. It's showing now. It is 48 milliseconds. All right, the ping is 48 milliseconds right now. Goes down to 44. So that is the ping that we are getting right now. This is the ping I play in. And does it mean this ping is unplayable? It is not unplayable. I have played in 8 ms. I have played in 18 ms. I have played in 40 ms. I have played in 70 ms. And while the number of ping does matter, but there are many other things wrong with EAFC/FIFA when it comes to servers, alright? Ever since EA introduced dedicated servers to the game back in FIFA 17, input lag has been an issue. But kids on TikTok think it's a new issue. Guys, input lag has been in the game forever. Check this game for example. I am playing in 43 ms and I would say my gameplay is fine. Yes, you can have fine gameplay even when you are playing at this ping. But now the problem comes in. How consistent is your gameplay, right? Gameplay isn't consistent and it has nothing to do with your ping. Like I said, I have traveled near to the server. I have played from various cities. I have played from within the server and on 8 ms. I have played 18 ms. I have played in Europe. I have played in Middle East. I have tested connection in North America, so I have the knowledge, right? Ever since EA introduced dedicated servers, input lag has been an issue, right? Like I said. So why is it that? It is mainly due to the netcode of this game. I am not an expert in this field, but the netcoding of this game is outdated. That is what the experts say, and that is what I have experienced in my personal case as well. But before we continue with that talk, I know many of you are curious, which monitor do I use? This is the monitor I use, okay, EX2710S and 1ms IPS gaming monitor. This is what I have been using ever since the game shifted to next gen. And I believe it's a pretty good monitor. I do play on TV sometimes just to test. Does it make a difference? Of course, it makes a massive difference. I would use the word massive, but it does not, I would repeat, it does not solve the issue of inconsistent gameplay. That has nothing to do with your monitor. But yes, this is the monitor I use. Connection wise, the only thing that you can do, which is in your control, is not to increase the speed. Yes, having a stable speed is good. I mean, even 50 Mbps is enough, 25 Mbps is enough, and almost everyone has that connection. But the most important thing is fiber. And once again, I am pretty sure everyone nowadays in the world is playing on fiber connection, right? If you're playing on a hotspot or something, of course your gameplay will suck no matter what you do. Wait. Let me correct myself. Even on mobile hotspot, you can have good gameplay. Why is that? That is due to lag compensation. Now, what is lag compensation? Lag compensation is a technique that tries to correct the effects of lag by adjusting the game state on the server based on the player input, right? For example, when a player shoots a bullet, the server receives the input with a delay, and the bullet may have already passed the target by the time the server processes it, right? Now, why is it so important? So let's imagine you are playing on 8 ms and you face someone with a higher ping, okay, than you. He has 30 ms, for example. Now, lag compensation comes into play and you will have bad gameplay. Yes, you will have bad gameplay because of your opponent and his millisecond. Now, does it mean that, for example, if I am playing in 44 ms, it gives me an advantage? No, it doesn't give me an advantage. Although, if my opponents are playing in low ms compared to me, lag compensation could come in and they would have bad gameplay. But still, their bad gameplay could be better than what is my actual gameplay. But again, The state of gameplay depends on many other things. Server load is another example, right? If you play during non-peak times, that is when you usually have the best gameplay. For example, 5 a.m., 6 a.m. in the morning, if you don't have a life, if you try playing at that time, you will experience for yourself that the gameplay is usually better at that time. Now that you know lag compensation is a thing in this game, netcode is broken. How can you actually improve the game? What is in your control? Another thing that you can do, or another trick, which is pretty common by now, is to use a USB cable. So if you are on PlayStation, you can go to communication method and select it as use USB cable. Okay, don't use Bluetooth, use USB cable. Remember when Krasi told us that he is playing on Wi-Fi, I think it was a few FIFAs ago, and he experienced better gameplay. And that could probably be down to lag compensation, right? Now, is it viable to play on Wi-Fi or mobile hotspot all the time? I don't think so. Why? I will tell you in a moment. My friend, he is also a pro player who plays for UAE national team. But for some reason, when he was playing on mobile hotspot, he had better connection compared to LAN cable. He has super internet, everything set up. Like me, he also has played from various regions, various servers. He has played from everywhere, and he is very critical of gameplay, right? We cannot find a solution as to why the gameplay is very inconsistent, right? However, he told me that the mobile hotspot seems to work better at times. Now, is it viable? It is not, because see, it will give you packet loss. It will at times give you speed up lag. Now, these two things, they are in your own control. Speed up lag and packet loss. You cannot afford to have them. If you are having packet loss in FIFA, GG's, man. Yeah, you might win more games in the start. It might be viable at times being the key word, but I don't think it is the way to go. If we talk about the settings that impact your gameplay, then this year there was this visual setting, which I'm pretty sure many of you guys are now familiar with. Where is it? It is somewhere over here. Play style plus overhead indicators. Usually there's a little bit of stutter lag, and I'm not sure if it has been fixed by EA when this setting is on. Personally, I like to keep it on, even though it has that negative, but I think so you should keep it off. Why do I like to keep it on? Maybe I'm stupid or something, but I don't know. I like having that yellow icon on top of my players. But if you want the smoothest gameplay possible, then it should be off, right? Crossplay is something that you should keep off. You should not use crossplay. It has bad gameplay. 100% it has a bad gameplay. I have experienced it myself. And of course, you don't want to match with cheaters anyways, right? Now, location matchmaking, it really doesn't make a difference because you are playing on a dedicated server. It was for head-to-head matches. But let's keep it at yes, okay. Who cares? So these are the only settings that really make a difference. But there are a lot of other things that you can do. I have found out that I have experienced best gameplay when my opponent had a similar ping. Yes, if I am playing on 40 ms and my opponent has similar ping like 35 to 50 ping, I have the best gameplay. And I have experienced it when I play my friends who are playing from the same country, or you know, they have the same ping in rivals or something. I usually have good gameplay who have the same ping as me. And it has been proven. You know why is it that you feel the gameplay is good when you're playing someone who is near your country or near your location? Because they have similar ping as you, right? It's not bro science. I cannot explain it in logical terms, but I hope it makes sense, right? I talked about lag compensation a while ago, so that probably makes sense. Now, another thing is that, of course, you cannot know where your opponent is playing from all the time, especially in Europe, because there are so many servers over there. But what you can do is make sure that you are playing on the server that is closest to you. Now, how can you do that? Of course, there are a few modems and routers that help you do that. You can see which server you are connected to. It is again very technical and another topic to discuss. But if you just Google it, you can see how to set it up for yourself. You can see which server you are actively playing on. You should always play on the server that is closest to you. For example, in my region, there are two servers. There is the Dubai server and there is the Manama server. Whenever I play on the Manama server, my gameplay is dead. I cannot move. I cannot do anything. Even though the ping is similar to what I get on the Dubai server, but the gameplay is terrible. So for me, the best gameplay is always on the Dubai server. Another thing, EA doesn't invest in servers. You know, the best server which was in our region, they just took it out. They stopped using it. They stopped using the best server in our region. They first had, I believe, 3 servers over here, 3 data centers or 4, and they cancelled out 1 for this year. I don't know why would they do that. They should introduce more data servers and it would fix this issue. Now you know why your gameplay is inconsistent. It has to do with lag compensation. It has to do with, again, which server you are connected to, where your opponent is playing from. All these factors are not in your control. It depends on the server traffic. So the best thing you can do is to first understand these things and then play in non-peak hours and have USB connection, have fiber connection, and just be mindful of these things. Another thing that you can do is make gameplay adjustments. Yes, when you have bad gameplay, you wanna make adjustments. If you see that green time finishing is not working, don't use green time finishing. If you see that you cannot switch properly, then you would want to use L1 switching more when the opponent is close in and around your box. If your skill moves are not registering, you would want to use less skill moves and rely on passing, rely on basics. Because when you constantly play in bad gameplay, like I have been playing for the majority of the time, the keyword being majority over the past 6 years, but you learn how to play in bad gameplay. So I can tell you for sure, if you experience bad gameplay or when you do experience bad gameplay, switch to a very basic formation. Switch to a 4-4-2, switch to a 4-2-3-1. That is one of the reasons I sometimes have to stick to these formations, right? If you switch to those formations and just play basic, play X passes, take an extra touch on the ball, right? Take an extra touch on the ball and just be very mindful of what you are doing with your passing. And if your passing also feels delayed, for example, if you pointed the left stick upwards, but then your player passed somewhere else, there is a setting that you can use. So you would want to pause the game, right? And just go to pass receiver lock and set it to animation start. So basically, when we are having bad gameplay, we point the left stick upwards and then we assume the player is going to make the pass quickly, but he doesn't make the pass quickly. And by the time he makes the pass, we have changed our left stick input and he makes shit passes, right? So the best thing that you can do in your control is to change it to animation start so your initial input gets locked in. The whole point of this video is to make you understand that there isn't a magical fix for gameplay. However, there are steps you can take for consistent gameplay. But also you need to understand about the other logical things that I have explained in this video so you don't rage as much. So you understand why is it happening, right? So these are the data centers we have. I believe this is for North America. This is for South America. This is again North America, North America. This is Middle East. Again, this is UK. This is Europe. Again, Germany, right? Europe again. We have the Hong Kong server. This is Africa. There is only one server in Africa, I believe. And I don't know which country is this. Okay, again, this is a new server. I think they added this year. Yeah, this is Peru. Okay, we have London. We have Los Angeles. We have Madrid. We have Manama. This is the Middle East server. Again, Mexico. As you can see, the point of showing you this is that there are many data centers, right? So if, for example, if you are living in Canada, for example, there are many servers that you could potentially connect to, right? So you are going to experience different gameplay on those servers. Even let's say on one server, you're getting 8 ms and the other one you're getting 14 ms. It could be possible that your gameplay on 14 ms server would be better than the 8 ms server. Now, there are many factors that go into that, but it is highly likely that it happens. Like I said, Manama server gives me the same ping as UAE server at times, but still I get better ping on that, right? So you have to really test out for yourself. There are a gazillion data servers, but still there need to be more, man. There is only one in Africa. There is none in South Asia. There is only the Mumbai server in South Asia. We need another server in South Asia as well, and a couple of more. We need more in North Asia, right? We need more in East Europe. There is no server in East Europe, I think. So that is why East Europe players like Krasi and OV have high pings. Now you understand all that you need to know when it comes to gameplay and connection. It is the same since FIFA 17 and it is going to stay the same for as long as EA wants it to be. Because like I said, I'm not an expert, but until and unless they change their netcode, that is what the experts say, and add more data centers in this game and fix lag compensation, the gameplay isn't going to be consistent. However, these are the steps you can take to have the most consistent gameplay possible.